Today we're going to start with the duties of citizens. And you as a citizen of Kenya, as a member of the political society of Kenya, what is your duty? What are you supposed to do? Number one is obey and respect authority. So you're supposed to obey authority at the same time respecting it. Number two, you're supposed to register as a voter and vote in the national elections. So in basic terms, you can just say you're supposed to vote in the national elections because voting comes after you register. Another duty is that you're supposed to respect the laws of the country because, as I said yesterday, the laws bring what? Law and order in the country. Number four, as a citizen, you're supposed to care for the sick and the needy. That's why if there's a crisis, for example, there's drought, we come together and we contribute to those people who are in need. Number five, you're supposed to conserve national resources by paying taxes. Or in basic terms, you can just say you're supposed to pay taxes. Because if you pay taxes, you're going to conserve the national resources. Because payment of taxes pays the employees that are working for the resources, to maintain the resources of the country. For example, they'll pay the nurses, the doctors. They will also pay anyone who's working for the government. Also, and also to help maintain let's say the hospitals, provide drugs in the hospitals. Another duty of citizens is to participate in national development. So you participate in national development by working. When you work, you pay taxes. When you buy something from the shop, you pay what? Taxes. That is how you participate in the development. You should be responsible at work. That is another duty. So you should be, in basic term, working. And you maintain your work. That is, you be responsible at work. You're also supposed to promote peace and harmony in the society. Because if there is peace and harmony in the society, we are going to develop the country economically. And also, if there is peace and harmony in the society, that means that people are going to conduct their prayers well. They are going to conduct their worship. And also spread the gospel. And number 9, you're supposed to report errand members to enforcement. That is, you report errand members of the society to the law enforcement agents. That is, if someone is breaking the law, if you see someone stealing, if you see someone has killed someone else, you're supposed to report them to the enforcement agents. That is, you report them to the police. So from there, we are going to traditional African understanding of law, order, and justice. So in the traditional African communities, how is law, order, and justice maintained, or how is it maintained? And to start with, we are going to talk about those practices in the traditional African society that promote law, order, and justice. So there are those things that you practice in the traditional African society which ensure that there is harmony and there is peace in the society. Number one, there is a punishment of offenders. That ensures that there is law order in the society. Because people who commit offenses such as stealing, murder, rape, witchcraft are punished in order so that they won't repeat it again, in order to restore the order in the society. Also, number 2, there is installation of rulers. You can install a ruler, or in the traditional African society, there were kings, there were chiefs, and there were elders. So you can talk about them. You install rulers, kings, chiefs, and elders. These are the agents who maintain law, order, and execute justice in all areas of jurisdiction of their region. So there's a ruler, we have elders, the traditional African. We have chiefs, especially previously they were very powerful. Number 3, how we can also practice what we can practice or what we practice in a traditional African society to promote order is administration of oaths. And these oaths are administered by specialists as a way of maintaining law and order. Why do we have oaths? Because if you swear in an oath, you cannot talk about things which are only belong. You cannot talk about, let's say, the rules or the traditions of the particular traditional society. Or you won't take out the secrets of that particular society. Number 4 is making of covenants. And covenants are made if there is a conflict between two communities. And these covenants, they make and promise that they are going to maintain law and order. So if there are 2 tribes which are warring, they come together and they promise that they are going to maintain peace. And in order to ensure that they are going to do it, there is a making of covenants. We also have number 5, taboos. Observing of taboos also is one of the practices that promotes law, order, and justice in the traditional African society. Because taboos in the traditional society are supposed to be observed by everybody. And if anyone goes against them, faces a severe punishment. Number 6, there is religious practices. So religion as practiced in traditional African society promotes order in the society. And these religious practices are such as praying, singing, sacrificing, giving offerings. And as you can see, all have an effect in maintaining law and order because people come together to practice that religion, the traditional African society. Number 7, we have the kingship system. And the kingship system determines how people relate to each other in the community. So, and if anyone fails to meet the expectations of the system, are punished accordingly. That is the kingship system. Like, for example, you're not supposed to marry anyone within your blood. That is anyone you're related to. That is in order to maintain law. We also have the laws that they are called the customary laws. These govern all aspects of the traditional way of life, from birth and to death. And they are used in running of the activities of the community. So there are customary laws that should be observed. And as I said, they govern all aspects of life, that is from birth to death. And there's also regulations on inheritance and ownership of property. Remember, these regulations help because there is reduced conflicts of who is supposed to inherit, who is supposed to own what. So there are regulations on inheritance and ownership of property. That is another practice. The last, number 9, that promotes order and justice in the society. So from there